I decided to redo this video and narrate it just so you could hear me way more clearly. We're gonna make some awesome printed kicks. So to get you started, just unlace them. If you're working on smooth leather, like this part right here, you wanna hit it with acetone. You wanna prep it like you would any other kicks. But if you're gonna do like I'm doing and you're printing on nubuck or suede, you can skip that step and just paint your white base directly on the nubuck or the suede. You can also see here where the black has a more satin finish and the nubuck has that dry matte finish. That's why it's important to prep the shoe if it has factory paint and sealing on it, not so much if it's nubuck or suede. You can still hit the suede and the nubuck with acetone just to be safe, but you really don't have to. So like I stated earlier, if you're gonna prep the shoe with acetone, that'll be your first step. I'm skipping that step, so my first step would be to paint directly onto the nubuck or the suede. You want to use Angelus white paint, not flat, just the standard white paint. You don't want the flat paint because it's a tad bit more watery. It's not as thick, so you're gonna have to give it a few more extra coats. So you might as well save yourself time and money and use the regular white base. The reason we use white base is because the print itself is going to need that white base. It has every color but white. So if you don't add the white, your print is going to turn out way darker than it should. Even if you're printing on all white sneakers, you still want to hit it with a few coats of white base paint. Within the leather, there are small holes and you want to fill those holes up, because if you don't, your print might turn out a little spotty. And you're trying to avoid that. You want to get as much coverage and fullness as possible, so you can achieve that. The thicker the coats of white base paint is, you're gonna hit it with something else that's gonna add on to it, but the main thing is the white base paint. Now for the next step, it's broken down into two parts. The first part is printing. You need a printer in order to print the design. The second part is optional. A scanner. If you could get a printer with a scanner, your workflow is going to turn out amazing. The only thing about the scanner part is you're going to have to find your own technique that works best for you. One of my techniques that I love to use is making sure that each part of the shoe touches the glass whenever the light strip hits. So sometimes that means laying the sneaker on its side one way and then slowly rotating it as the light bar progresses. Sometimes that means pressing your thumb or your finger down so that it's hitting a certain part that normally would be stuck in the air. So you just have to find what better suits you. They even have handheld scanners now, so that might work best for you. If you ever modded a video game, you know that the models use skins. That's what you're pretty much doing with the shoe. You're creating a skin so that you can apply the skin in all the right areas and you're not wasting any paper or any ink. So if we're skipping a step where you have to use acetone to prep the shoe, then that will put us at step 3 right now. And step 3 is key. This is the paper that is going to give you the best prints. Avery's light t-shirt or light fabrics transfer paper. Over the years, it's become harder and harder to find. And so I've used different variations of this and different brands, but this is the only one that I recommend. All the other ones, they're trash. So if you go in store to purchase this, for 6 sheets, it could range anywhere from $12 to $18. But if you go online, you could get triple the amount for about $20 or $30, depending on where you get it from. So anytime you can, make sure you get it online and get the 18 pack. It lasts way longer and you're getting triple the amount for around the same price, so you might as well. So if you do decide to scan the shoe, take the images into your favorite program and just create a workflow. I don't use Photoshop, I like After Effects, so that's what I use. So for the program that I'm using and the scanner that I'm using, I know that I have to make sure that the scale is at 76 and not 100. That's when I get the best image. It might be different for you, so you just have to figure that out. And always keep in mind that the image has to be reversed, because once you print it out, you're going to be printing face down. So the image has to be reversed, or it's going to be backwards when you do print it on the shoe. So keep that in mind. Step 4, take Angelus neutral paint and just paint over all the parts that you painted before with the white base. This is another important step, because without it, your print is going to be patchy. It's going to be hit or miss. with this is going to ensure that it's covering every part that you want to touch. It's going to just make the print way fuller than it would without it. So we use the white base in order to smooth out the printing area so that the little tiny holes that are normally disturb the consistency of the print, we're filling all that in. And where the neutral paint comes is it creates the sticky film to where when you touch it, you'll be able to see your fingerprint. You want that because that helps the print stick onto the shoe better, 10 times better than without it. And as a little bonus, you can do cool stuff like add holographic flakes to the neutral, or if you want it to be glow in the dark, you can add a little bit of white paint, the glow in the dark pigment, and then add your neutral paint. And that'll create a cool glow in the dark effect underneath the print itself. Step 5 is top 2 most important steps. You need a wood burning tool. I would recommend getting one with a temperature gauge. You can opt to get a cheaper one, but you're risking ruining your print and your sneakers. So I would recommend getting this one. I think it was $15 when I first got it. It might be double that now. One of the most important things about it is making sure that it has a flow point. It's this rounded tip, and that's the best. You can use the iron, but I say the flow tip is going to give you better motion, better versatility. You also can use this tool in different ways, like burning designs into the shoe, or using the hot X-Acto knife if you wanted to make taping and masking the shoe a little bit easier and quicker. So step 6 is where all the magic happens. You want to cut out your prints, and then you want to set the wood burning tool to low. That's why it's important to have one with a temperature gauge, because without it, it's going to set it to the default temperature, which can burn your print, it can burn your shoe, and you just ruined your entire custom. And all those steps prior were just for nothing. So you want one with a temperature gauge so that you can control the temperature. Sometimes you might want it cooler, sometimes you might want it hotter. So that's up to you, but start off with a low temperature, get used to it, and then print. Now you want to take masking tape, painter's tape, or duct tape and hold the paper in place as you're printing. Without it, the print is going to be slipping all over the place, and you're going to get cracks and gaps in your print, and it's going to kill the consistency. So you want to take tape and hold it in place. You're going to want to find the right tape for you, because some tapes are stronger than others. So you don't want a tape that's going to be peeling off in the middle of your printing, but you also don't want a tape that's going to leave residue when you're done. So just find what works best for you. Now certain parts are going to be harder to print more than others, so you're going to have to problem solve. Like this part, this goes on the back of the ankle, so it's going to curve, right? And so in order to help me with that, I'm going to cut along this C, this body of water. I'm going to print one part, and then I'm going to print the other part to where it aligns, and I can blend in that C since they're so similar. Now if you're printing something like a pattern that has repetitive designs, you don't have to worry about this too much. But if you're doing like I'm doing and you want specific images in specific spots, then you need to learn how to create those breaks. The reason I made my break where the water is because it's going to be easier to blend blue with another form of blue. It'd be tougher to pull off if I was doing it with the land. So to make it easier on yourself, you want to take a spot that has similar colors or the exact same colors and make that your point. The same thing goes for the back of the ankle or the toe box or anything like that. Sometimes you just want to create these cuts or these breaks just so that you have an easier time printing. The last and final step, step number 7, is hitting your print with a matte finisher. The matte finisher is going to make it to where the print doesn't bleed. It'll be waterproof. It's going to withstand the elements like rain and snow, but it's also going to give it this fabric / nubuck-like feeling. You won't get that with paint. Now, if you wanted to take your print and you wanted it to be high gloss or, satin finish, then what you would do is you would heat up the print with a heat gun. It's going to crystallize the print and it's going to give it a satin sheen. When you see that satin sheen, then you'll be able to hit it with a satin gloss or a high gloss. But you have to crystallize it, because at the state that it's at now, where it's perfect for matte, if you was to hit it with a gloss or satin, it might make it bleed. So that's why you want to take that step with the heat gun if you want it to be a high gloss versus a matte finish. So here we are, we finished a highly detailed pair of printed sneakers. Now this is going to elevate your clientele to the max. Certain instances you're going to want to stick to traditional painting or airbrushing, especially for like bold letters, bold numbers, bold logos. But when you want highly detailed stuff, or stuff that you yourself can't paint, like a portrait or a photo or something like that, this comes in handy. This is going to take you to the next level. With that being said, I'm Rocky Boy Neff. Can't wait to see what you guys design.